Hey everyone, it's Carissa Wiley at sprinkledwithglitter.com. Thanks for joining me today. Today is finally the day it's time to party because the brand new It's My Party collection, designed by me in conjunction with Spellbinders, is finally available for purchase. And I know I've been sharing some introduction videos, but I wanted to come on here and create a couple of shaker cards with you. And so that's what we're going to do today. I'm starting out with the Party Balloon Bouquet hot foil and coordinating die set, and I'm using my Glimmer machine to foil today, and I'm arranging that balloon bouquet and the balloon string on the platform of my Glimmer machine. And I've set the timer, and once the timer runs out, that blinking button will turn solid green. And I can remove the platform from the base, move it over to my Platinum 6. I'm going to add some champagne foil with the pretty side facing down. I'm using Concord & Ninth smooth white cardstock on top of that. And then I'm placing my thin shim and my spacer pad on top of that to create my sandwich and running it through my Platinum 6 die cut machine. Now I have found that I really prefer to allow my plates to heat up on the platform without the foil on them. I find that I get less overfoiling that way. And you can see I've returned the platform to the base, and I have a perfectly foiled balloon bouquet along with that balloon string. I'm going to go ahead and remove that from the platform, and I am going to foil the balloon string a couple more times. So I'm just using my magnetic tool to kind of move it around on the platform because it is a little hot. And all of this extra foil that I have left over, because I did use a large sheet of foil for this, I'm going to just trim it down using my Spellbinders precision shears. By the way, these scissors are amazing. I'm not even joking. So I've trimmed those down into pieces. I've used some of the cardstock that was left over from that initial foiling, trimmed that down into some strips. And once my timer runs out, I'm going to add my foil again, pretty side down onto the hot foil plate that's facing up. I'm going to add my cardstock on top of that. Then I can add my thin shim and my spacer pad and run that through my Platinum 6 again to create a second balloon string. Now this balloon bouquet has 3 balloons in it, so I will make sure that I have 3 balloon strings for all 3 balloons, and then we can move on to other parts of the card because I know you're dying to see these products in action. Now, when I designed this Party Balloon Bouquet hot foil plate and coordinating die, I knew I wanted it to have a coordinating stencil set. And if you haven't checked out the quick tip on this balloon bouquet design stencil, I will throw a card up into the upper right hand corner here because that's going to tell you how to prep this stencil to use with your Party Balloon Bouquet hot foil plate. It comes with a little extra piece that you just kind of need to trim out. It's super easy to do. And this is going to turn your balloon bouquet into lollipops or peppermints or disco balls, or add stripes to your party balloons, confetti, glares, and more. And I really think that it just makes this Party Balloon Bouquet so versatile and so useful for so many occasions. Now for this first balloon, I've lined up the solid balloon stencil with the largest balloon in the Party Balloon Bouquet, or the foremost balloon, I guess it would be. And I am going to ink blend using some Concord & Ninth Nectar ink so that I have a beautiful kind of peach bouquet. You can see I'm just using some scrapbook.com mint tape to kind of mask off areas of the stencil that are close to this design that I don't want to use. So there's some balloon strings and that little swirl peppermint or lollipop swirl right below that solid balloon stencil area that I don't want to accidentally kind of sweep over with my brush. So I'm just using some mint tape, and I will reuse these pieces of mint tape over and over again as I do the stenciling on all of these balloons. Now I have lined up this kind of swirl design, which I think makes for a fun kind of lollipop if you want to do that, or a peppermint for Christmas time. And I'm ink blending using grapefruit ink over that, so I have kind of a tone on tone look. Now, once I have this first balloon stenciled, I'm going to grab one of the masks that are included in the stencil set, and I'm going to place it over the left edge of this balloon. because I'm moving on to the second balloon that's just behind it, and I don't want to get the ink that I'm blending onto that second balloon onto my first balloon. So once again, once I have that mask in place, I will place my stencil starting with the solid balloon here. I'm going to ink blend that using Concord and Ninth Tide Pool ink, and I am adding a little more ink towards the bottom and then kind of blending out as I go towards the top. I'm going to remove that. I will position that swirl pattern right there and then blend on some juniper ink. Now you'll notice that I have a piece of scrap paper kind of floating around too. I find that helpful around the edge of the stencil just to kind of protect the borders of these. And once I have that second balloon blended, I'm going to use my second mask to protect that while I ink blend my third balloon here. Now I have to tell you, I did not do a very good job placing my very first mask on that peachy balloon because I did get a little bit of this lemongrass ink onto that peach balloon, but I was able to save the day with a sand eraser and a light little kind of buffing away of that. Now, because I got the lemongrass ink onto that, I didn't know if I would be able to use it or save it. So I'm just using this stencil again, and I'm blending just this solid balloon shape onto some white cardstock. And then once again, I'll line up that swirl shape, blend that in some grapefruit ink, and then I can die cut that as kind of a backup for the inside of my shaker card if I need it. Now, the cool thing about doing this is that I can actually die cut this using a little bit bigger circle die so that it can act as the backer of my shaker window. This hot foil set comes with the coordinating dies, and so I am lining up the outer outline die for that party balloon bouquet. I'm lining up the balloon string die, and I'm also lining up the smaller circle die, which die cuts the perfect shaker window on that foremost balloon in the party balloon bouquet set. So I'm gonna line all of those up, run them through my die cut machine and cut them all at once. And you can see I have a perfect shaker window in that balloon bouquet. Now I'm also going to die cut the other two balloon strings that I need, and I am going to use a larger circle die. This is from the Essential Circles die set from Spellbinders. It's a little bit larger than that shaker window, and it fits perfectly behind this balloon area to kind of seal up that shaker. So I'm going to use that to die cut this kind of backup piece that I have here. I'm also going to use that to die cut a piece of acetate, and I'm using the Glimmer acetate from Spellbinders to die cut my shaker window acetate today. Now here's where I went in with my sand eraser and gently buffed at that area to remove some of that lemongrass ink. I think it worked out in the end, but if I had just done a better job kind of adhering my mask in the right place, it would have worked out a little bit better. So I've die cut my acetate, and now I'm going to do a little more foiling. I'm going to use the Happy Birthday Sentiment. This is from the Giant Party Balloon Hot Foil and Coordinating Die Set. This is also brand new. I designed it along with Spellbinders. It's a part of the It's My Party collection, and I absolutely love this sentiment. So I'm using the Glimmer Champagne Foil. It is my favorite gold foil to foil this sentiment onto some Concord and Ninth white cardstock. And then I will use the coordinating die to die cut that sentiment out. Now for my card front, I'm going to use this Twinkle Lights hot foil plate from Spellbinders. I've allowed it to heat up on my platform. I've set my timer. And now I'm removing the platform from the base. I'm going to use some champagne glimmer foil again, and I am going to hot foil this onto some Concord and Ninth Nectar cardstock. So I'm just placing my Nectar cardstock, and then I will place my thin shim and my spacer pad and run that through. I do want to show you though, in real time, I am not super hurrying through this process. I'm taking my time to make sure that it gets right, and I'm still getting beautiful foiled results. So it's not like you have to put that foil and that cardstock and your shims all down super fast so that you can get it through the machine. You have a little bit of time, and I find that if I allow the plates to heat up on the platform and I do not add my foil until I take it over to my Platinum 6, I get less over foiling. I'm finding that to be very true. Now I've trimmed that background down using an A2 precision die from Spellbinders. And I wanted to show you that the outline dies of all of these balloons, so not only the Party Balloon Bouquet die, but the giant balloon as well, were designed with a slit in them. And that is so that you can slide your balloon string up under that foiled edge and have it look like it is a part or a continuous piece of those balloons. I think it looks so much better than having it layered on top. And that was a feature that we included in these dies in this collection. And it keeps these very versatile because you don't have to foil the balloon string if you want to make these ornaments or lollipops or disco balls or something else. So it really does kind of make this set really what you make it. And one of my favorite things to do with this Party Balloon Bouquet is to make a cluster of cuties. And I have included a leaf hot foil plate and coordinating die in that Party Balloon Bouquet hot foil and die set. Now I've added my shaker window acetate onto the back of the shaker window using some liquid glue. I put a couple of acrylic blocks on that while that adhesive set up. And now I'm using some thin foam strips. These are from scrapbook.com and they are great. And I have removed the backer or the cover from the adhesive on both sides of the strip. And that makes this foam adhesive really malleable so that I can form it and flex it around the circle piece that's going to be the backer of my shaker window. And this is that secondary piece that I just stenciled onto that plain white cardstock and die cut with the little bit larger circle die so that it could act as my shaker window backer. And I am doing a double layer of foam adhesive on this. I don't think I actually need it with the sequin mix that I used, but you know, you live and you learn. So I'm using a sequin mix, and I actually think that this is no longer available, which I apologize, but it is an iridescent sequin mix from Little Things by Lucy's Cards. It's got some stars and some sequins and some confetti, and I placed it into the well of that balloon that I created with the foam adhesive, and I added my foiled shaker window piece on top of that to seal it all up. And now I'm adding my third balloon string behind and kind of tucked up under all of those other balloons. I like to do this with the knot of the balloon kind of hidden behind that cluster because that balloon is up a little bit higher. Now I'm going to take this entire shaker piece, which is a standalone shaker piece, and you could use this as even like a shaped card or a gift bag tag, but I'm going to adhere it onto this card front that I created. And now I'm adding my sentiment in that lower left-hand corner. It says, "Happy birthday, sprinkled with fun." This Glimmer sentiment is from Spellbinders as well, and I've die cut it using a little banner die. And that completes my first card today, a beautiful foiled shaker card using the Party Balloons Bouquet hot foil and coordinating die set. And now we're going to do the same type of card using the giant party balloon. So this one has a larger than life party balloon. I'm going to also hot foil the balloon stem or string there and one of the sentiments from the It's My Party Glimmer sentiment set, which are designed to coordinate with these. Once the timer has run out, I'll go ahead and remove the platform from the base of my Glimmer machine, move that over to my Platinum 6. I'll add my champagne foil, I'll add my nectar cardstock and my 2 shims for the Glimmer machine and run that through my Platinum 6. Now you can see I am hot foiling several images at once to save a little bit of time. It just makes it a little easier for me. And I even nestled that congrats sentiment into the center of the balloon because I know I'll be die cutting that out to create a shaker window. Now I'm going to line up all of the dies at once to die cut these elements. This outer balloon die has the slit in it, just like the Party Balloon Bouquet. And then that center inner die we've included so that you can easily create shaker cards, or you can use it without that center die to just make a really large balloon. And I will use that larger outer balloon die again to die cut some acetate for my shaker window. And I'm going to die cut a piece of solid white cardstock as well. that's going to be the backer of my shaker window. So once again, this giant party balloon has the slit built into that outer die so that you can tuck your balloon string behind that foiled line and make it look like one cohesive piece. I like to slide it through and then add a little liquid glue to hold it in place on the frame. And I do like to do that before I add my acetate. I think that everything just kind of lays a little bit better when you do that. I'll add my acetate to the back of the shaker window using some liquid glue. So I'm just running a thin line of liquid glue around the back side of this giant balloon. And this balloon fits an A2 card really well. It kind of fills up the space, but it also looks good on a 5x7 card, which is what I wanted. And I really enjoy using this giant party balloon as a gift bag tag or a shaker tag as well. So it's a fun die design to use for a lot of different celebrations. Now on this plain white piece that I die cut to create my shaker window backer, I am going to use some Nectar ink and just blend it onto this white piece of cardstock. I'm going a little heavier on the bottom and letting it kind of fade out towards the top. And now I'm going to create a background for this, and I'm going to use the coordinating stencils that were designed to use with the Party Balloon Garland stamp set. So this is the Balloon Garland and Sentiment stencil set. These balloons will kind of color in that entire stamped image, but you can use it without the stamped image as well, which is what I'm doing. So I have my cardstock placed into the lower right-hand corner of my MISTI stamping tool, and I'm making sure that every time I place a stencil onto my cardstock that it is nestled into that lower right-hand corner as well. So I'm just adding some ink blending over all of these balloon open areas. I'm kind of masking off some of the stencils that are over to the right so that I don't accidentally add those onto my card front. And I'm using the same colors that I used in my first card project to create my balloon garland for this card project. Now I'm finishing off with the Tide Pool ink, and I'm going to show you what this looks like with all of these balloons ink blended and this no line kind of coloring effect that we've faked with the stencils. And I love that you can do this. It is absolutely beautiful, but I thought it would be fun to add some shimmer to some of these balloons. So I'm going to replace my stencil back in place, and I am going to use some brand new, this is called Solar Paste. This is from Simon Hurley Creates and Ranger Ink, and it comes in a few different colors. You can see I've swatched a few of those colors along the top. So I used the green one for that Tide Pool ink. I put it on with my finger so that it would be in a super light layer and it would dry really fast. And this golden one I'm using over that Nectar ink that I ink blended some of those balloons. And look at the shine on those. It's so beautiful. It's got just like a pearlescent look, and it's absolutely beautiful. It comes in several colors, so you'll want to check that out. Now, I thought it would be really fun to foil some confetti onto my shaker window. So I am just cutting a piece of opal foil. This is from Spellbinders, and I am adding it onto that balloon that will be my shaker window backer. That is a mouthful. And then I'm going to use that Twinkle Lights hot foil plate again. I've placed that onto the platform of my Glimmer and then set my timer. When the timer runs out, I'll remove the platform from the base. I will add my shims because I already have my foil and my cardstock layered up on there so that I could make sure it was in the right position. I'll run that through my Platinum 6 and watch this. I have the most beautiful iridescent kind of confetti on this shaker window backer, which once again, I don't know why I keep saying that. I'm just looking for a mess up there. But once I have that foiled, I'm going to go ahead and use those thin foam strips from scrapbook.com again. And I've removed the backer from both sides and I'm shaping it around the outer edge of that shaker window. I'm adding my little confetti and sequin mix inside of that balloon window. And then I'm going to layer that shaker window backer onto the back of the shaker balloon to seal all of that in. And this is so cool because not only do I have the iridescent sequins and confetti in there, but I also have that twinkle lights pattern foiled onto the backer of the shaker window, and it's so much fun. Now I trimmed down my balloon garland piece using the A2 precision dies from Spellbinders. I'm adding my giant balloon onto this card front and a sentiment that says congrats, cheers to you, which makes this not just a birthday card, but also a baby card or a graduation card or a retirement card. I think balloons are perfect for any celebration, and that's why I've included so many sentiments in this collection. Now I'm going to add that entire panel onto an A2 top folding card base using some foam adhesive, and then I'll add a few of these little confetti and sequin pieces scattered throughout the balloon garland on the card front as well. I'm just using some liquid adhesive to hold those in place. And that finishes off my second shaker card featuring the brand new It's My Party collection. I have had so much fun designing this collection and now creating with it, and seeing it all come to life has been so much fun, and I cannot wait to see what you all create with it as well. If you create something with this collection, be sure to share it and use the hashtag It's My Party Collection so that I can check out what you're making, and be sure to tag me too at Carissa Wiley. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy these products and these projects. If you did, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notifications here on my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my paper crafting and card making video tutorials that I share here. And I would love for you to leave a comment below and let me know which of these two cards is your favorite, or which product in the collection is your favorite. If you're looking for links to shop, I will have those listed in the YouTube description below. So I'll link to all the featured products that I used in these projects. Once again, I just want to say thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Your support means the world to me. And until next time, I hope you have a fabulous day. Hey, thanks for sticking around to the very end. You know, if you've made it this far, you are one of my favorites. If you want to subscribe to my channel, go ahead and click the button on the left side of the screen. And here's a couple more video tutorials I thought you might enjoy.